Welcome to the Ask an Aggie podcast, where we are exploring the ins and outs of college life here in College Station. We want you to have the best college experience you can, so listen in as we dive into relevant topics that will help you navigate this new and exciting stage of life. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Ask an Aggie podcast. Today, we're talking about the question that is on everyone's mind. What if I don't know what I want to do? So today, it's me, Asher, here, and we are going to be talking to Jordan.
Yep, excited to be here. I get to be on the couch today and to be interviewed by you. I'm excited to do that today.
Yeah, so Jordan, I know that this is a question that's been on my mind. It's on a lot of students' mind. Just this pressure of, what do I do? I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So why don't you just start off and tell us your story with that?
Sure. Yeah, it's a fun question today because it's the question we've been asking since we were 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
So my story is I graduated high school. I went to the University of Alabama and started in chemical engineering. I was good at math and science when I was in high school, so then I should be an engineer, right? That makes sense. About 2 classes in, though, to chemical engineering, I realized that this was not for me whatsoever. Yeah. And so I began going, I don't know. Everything is becoming into question because what could I do? What should I do? Is there a right thing for me to do? And so I stuck it out because really that first year is just core classes.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately I had to take a lot of maths and a lot of sciences. But I stuck it out for a first year and I took an internship. I worked at a paper plant. And as you guys are beginning to get to know me, that is not who I am. Working outside, getting my hands dirty, I'm more of a cush job kind of person.
For sure.
So soft hands don't do well in a paper plant.
Yeah.
And so I did that internship just as a confirmation piece. And it was very much confirmed for me that engineering was not the field I should go into. And then I began going, where can I go? Because now I'm in Calculus 3. I've taken all these sciences. What should I do? And I then switched my major to math education. And so I got trained to be a math teacher. And all that while, God was kind of working on my heart, preparing me to even come here. And so just to wrap up that story, I didn't even use the degree I graduated with.
Yeah, exactly.
I then went and took a graduate degree at seminary, just a graduate program for pastors, and that has then prepared me to then step into this role as a college pastor here in College Station.
Yeah, so you went in with this idea of engineering, even though you thought that's what you wanted to do, realized it wasn't it, switched to one major and one degree, worked in that for a little bit, and found yourself in something a world's different than
Sure.
what you originally imagined. And so now you're out of college by 10 years or whatever, and so you might think, or it might look from the outside that you have it figured out. So when do we need to have it figured out?
Yeah, I like how you said that. It looks like you have it figured out.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever has it figured out. To be completely honest, there is this thought, a fallacy in my opinion, that there's this one job you're supposed to do. And I think, Asher, a lot of us have this pressure that I have to figure it out, and I really need to figure it out at 18 at the latest so that I can be what I'm supposed to be, that there's this one thing I'm supposed to be. But as I've lived and as I've worked, I just realized that is such a lie and a pressure that we unnecessarily put on ourselves. And so where I would encourage students, first and foremost, is to take away that pressure. That doesn't mean waste your hours when you get A&M, all right? So your first year, you need to take your core classes. Take your math, science, histories. Check off the boxes of the classes that everybody has to take. And then begin seeing, okay, what are some things I'm passionate about? What are some things I'm good at? What are some things that I would enjoy spending my life on? And that doesn't mean that work isn't work. I mean, they still have to pay you to show up, and they still give you days, hopefully, to get away from work so that you don't have to do work. And so don't believe that if you find this one job, that if you find your dream job, that it's a dream every day. No, I love my job. Don't hear me, all right? That saying I don't enjoy what I do. But there are days I don't want to be here too.
Yeah.
And so, but those days are a lot fewer than if I was working another job.
Mm. So you said we have this first year, this core classes. That's what you did, is you took your core
Sure.
classes while you kind of figured stuff out. And I like that you said, like, that it is a fallacy,
Yeah.
this idea that you're going to have it figured out. But what should I do now? Should I just go into school, take classes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think there's some things you can be doing. So we've talked about the Academic Success Center. There are resources on campus, career tests that you can take that kind of go, all right, who am I? What is my personality type? What is my giftedness?
Mm.
What are things that I enjoy and want to spend my life doing? But also, I would recommend start by knocking off the things you know you wouldn't want to do.
Mm.
All right. So you know that animals aren't your thing. So just go ahead and cross off anything in ag and veterinary. You know that math is not your thing or that art is not your thing. So just go ahead and cross those things off, and then the list and becomes less daunting.
Yeah, exactly.
And still realize that what you decide at 20 or 18 isn't necessarily what you're going to be doing at 45.
Mm.
To believe that you can decide right now, because think about it, 10 years ago you thought you were going to be a cop.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
10
yeah.
years ago you were going to, be whatever you saw on television. And so why do you think 10 years from now you're going to be something different? And so take that pressure off. And I know that you guys are feeling it. I know that there's pressures from aunts and uncles and grandparents and parents, and our sibling knew, my older sister knew what she wanted to be, and she's this, and everything's perfect. And here I am. But I bet you if you began to just share, hey, I don't know exactly what I want to do, but here's my plan.
Mm.
I'm going to be trying some things out. I'm going to take an internship. I'm going to start volunteering in these places. You may begin to find passions. I know I'm long-winded here, but I will say this. When I try to teach students how to find a job, I really encourage them to consider their giftedness first. What are you good at? The way that I would say it as a pastor is, how has God created you? In what way does he want you to work out? But then find where you're gifted and good, but then also find how that can be a benefit to society.
Mm.
I don't think that's just a Christian thing either.
No.
I think, how can I be doing good for the world? And so, yeah, I'm good at math and numbers. Well, how can I utilize that skill set for the sake of those around me?
Mm.
How can I use my knowledge of science or art for the benefit of those that are less fortunate or underserved, or so I would really encourage you, consider what is your giftedness, and how can you use it for good.
Yeah, that's a good word. And a lot of what I'm hearing you say right now is it's okay to be in this place of, it feels like limbo, where you're not sure exactly what the future holds. And I think a lot of that grows you as a person too. It is just a learning to accept that you don't know exactly what's coming up.
Yeah, and I'll jump off with this, and probably some last words here is, if you feel behind in life now, you need to start breaking away from that lie and from that guilt.
Mm.
Because there is not a linear pace in which at 18 you have to have this box check, at 20 you have to have this box, that you have to have a ring by spring, that you have to have, $100,000 in the bank by this number, and you have to have a kid by this age. There is not a pace of life that is expected of you.
Mm.
And you're going to judge yourself by others and go, well, they've already found their wife, they've already found their job, they've already got a contract, they're making this much, they have a kid. Don't believe that you are behind in life.
Mm.
You are where you are in life. You get one chance at this. So don't wallow in, oh no, I'm behind, I'm back a level than everybody else. No, you just continue on and to be seeking out how to succeed in whatever level you're in. And maybe you catch up in your mind to others, but it doesn't matter. You have to live your life. And so don't feel that pressure of I'm behind or I don't compare.
That's a good word. Well, thanks, Jordan. I know that this is going to be very helpful, and that's comforting for me. And so, guys, we thank you for listening in to the Ask an Aggie podcast. As always, if you have questions you want us to answer, just click the link at askanaggie.com, and we'll catch you next time.